Meet Bob. Bob just graduated from college and got his first job at corporate. After a month of hard work, Bob has just received his first paycheck. He's very excited. Bob plans to spend 50% of it on rent and utilities, and another 30% of it on food and fun activities, like going to the movies. As for the last 20%, Bob wants to do something with it, maybe even invest it, but isn't sure where to start. So, Bob decides to deposit it into a bank account. Bob thinks this is a safe plan. After all, the bank will actually pay him a small amount of money each year, called interest, just for keeping his money safe at the bank. This sounds great. There's just one problem. Bob may actually be losing money. Bob is flabbergasted. How can that be? Well, it comes down to something called inflation. Inflation is simply the idea that prices for goods and services rise over time. Why inflation occurs is beyond the scope of this video, but your grandparents are cranky for a reason. In the 1950s, you could actually buy a loaf of bread for 12 cents and a new house for 10 grand. Inflation in the US is targeted to around 2% a year. This is bad for Bob. That's because even though the bank may pay Bob 1% for his deposit, prices have actually increased by 2%. So what should Bob do? Well, in order to actually make money, Bob needs to invest in something that will beat inflation. Generally speaking, only three things do: bonds, commercial real estate, and stocks. Let's start with bonds. Bonds are loans made to corporations or governments. In return for your money, called principal, you'll receive a fixed amount of interest per year, plus your money back once the bond expires. Because of this guarantee, bonds are the safest of the three investments, though this safety comes with a cost. They have the lowest potential investment return in the long run. Next, we have commercial real estate. This is property purchased to make money, generally by renting it out. While this is quite difficult for the average investor to do on his own, Bob could instead easily invest in a REIT, which is a professionally managed real estate portfolio. Finally, we have stocks. Stocks are simple. They represent a piece of ownership in a company, like Apple or Google. People buy and sell little pieces of these companies, called shares, in places called stock exchanges. When Bob buys a share of, say, Apple, he becomes a partial owner. When Apple does well, the share price goes up, and Bob makes money. When Apple does poorly, the share price goes down, and Bob loses money. These fluctuations can make stocks risky. However, fortunately for Bob, stocks in the United States return on average about 9% a year, including both share price appreciation and dividends, which are cash payments made to each shareholder when the company does well. Thus, if Bob invests the remaining 20% of his paycheck, say $100, he can beat inflation by almost 7% a year. But that's not all. Here comes the real magic. The next year, Bob will not only earn another 9% on his initial $100 investment, called principal, but an additional 9% on the $9 in profit from the previous year. Earning money on both your principal and profit is called compounding, and its magic is undeniable. Start investing early enough, and your portfolio will be like a snowball rolling down a hill, outstripping even those who put in much more but start later. Hopefully you and Bob now understand why it's important to invest your money. Be sure to watch our next video, which teaches you how to actually invest. And be sure to check out our website, where you can find more educational material and great investment solutions.